So I have a 2007 Chevy Colorado, and the problem I'm having is I'm not getting the sound when I turn on the signal directors signals or the TOCK. The signals work, the signal lights work, but not the sound. So here we go. That's the left side. No sound. Right side, but no sound. So let's see what I can fix that. So the next thing I did, I put the shifter gear all the way down to the 1 position to give me room, and I put the steering wheel all the way down to the bottom position because I need to take off this bezel here, and that's for the cluster over here. Okay, doke. So next step will be to disconnect the battery. So I've now disconnected the battery and had and we can see that the 10 millimeter on mine, this particular one here. So I got the ground off. So now next step is to take the cluster out. So I'm going to take off the bezel now. Just pop. There it goes, pops out there. And then it comes down here. Just be careful when you take off the bezel of the little pointer thing here for the reset. That came out pretty easy. And that has 4 points there. And we can see that 1, 2, 3, and 4 right there. So I've now taken off the bezel, and there's 4 screws. 1 there, 1 there, 1, you can't see it, but it's back there. Another one back there. Someone told me it was 7 millimeters, but I didn't have a 7 millimeter socket, so I used a 9/32 socket with the extension. So I used this for the bottom ones, and I put the extender on for the 2 top ones. Okay. So I now loosened the 4 screws. The 2 top screws, I couldn't. My socket was magnetic, so I just got a magnet on the end and pulled out the 2 top screws. Okay, so I got the cluster out. There's a clip here. So what you want to do, there's a little point right here. You want to push down on that and then pull it back on this, and it comes right out. There you go. See? Pull that right out. Okay. Next step. Okay, so I've taken off the cluster, and now I'm going to remove 5 screws, which are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is a Torx 09. Okay, so I've unscrewed the 5 screws, and it releases this portion of the cluster. Just be careful again of this toggle switch when you're removing it. You don't want to break that off. Okay. So next I'm going to unscrew these 3 screws, and that should give me access to the circuit board. Okay, so now I got the circuit board loose. So you want to take out this reset button, and that one just kind of wiggles out. I've already kind of loosened it and it pops out. Now these pointers, you got to be careful. What I did, I gently pushed up on each side of these. I've already loosened them. Okay, and what I did, I put on a latex glove. I didn't want to get oil on the black face of these. So just be gentle when you take them off. Easy, like I said, do one side, then the other side, and kind of wiggle back and forth, and then they'll pop out. You hear a little click when they do it. So like I said, I've already loosened these up. Okay, one more. Okay, all right. Okay, so now I got the back side of the circuit board, and the speaker points are here and here. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to unsolder those 2 points and put in the new speaker. Okay, I won't be able to show you the actual soldering because I need 2 hands for that. Okay. Okay, so I got my soldering or my circuit board ready to desolder. Once again, this point and that point, I'm using a little doohickey here, helping hand, I don't know what you call it, just to hold up the circuit board while I desolder these points. Okay, so I've taken off the speaker here and here. So I have the original speaker here on this side. Okay. Then I've ordered this speaker here on eBay, and I'll try to put a link on after the video. If not, I will put it on paper and video. So they are polarized. If you look on the back side of the circuit, there is a plus sign there. Okay, so you want to make sure you put the plus together. But unfortunately, I found out that the distance between the points are a little different. This one is a little magnetite there. This one is a little wider than the new one I got. So I'm gonna see what I can do to resolve that. Okay. Okay, so I did run into a little bit of a situation since the holes here didn't line up with the distance of the 2 pegs in the new. What I did, I just extended the wires here, put the plus to the plus side and the negative to the negative side, and I'm just gonna have to leave it outside the casing. Okay, so I got the 3 screws back on to attach the circuit board, and as you can see, I had extended the wires here, and I made a little notch here just so the wires wouldn't get pinched too much. Okay, and then I'll probably get the speaker taped to the back part right in here someplace. Okay, so the next step is to put the needles back on. And what you want to do is turn them all the way. I'm just going to all the way. And then back them up. And make sure they line up at 0. Okay, this one's a little off, but it's okay. And then you want... If it doesn't, then you'll have to pop this back out and put it at 0. And what I do, I put a little bit of I just put a little bit of cardboard here, real thin, just so they won't bottom out, so they won't rub on the black face here. Okay. So this is the gas gauge. Do the same thing here. Okay, that one seems to be at 0, so I'm gonna put a little gauge and push that down. Let me test it. Okay. The temperature. Speedometer. Okay, that one seems to be a little off, so let me redo that one. Okay, so I have that one at 0, pretty good. Okay, so let's push down on that one. Okay, a little better. Okay, so now I got all the needles. Now I'm going to flip it over and put this portion in. And be careful of this. I'm going to put that in. Okay, so we'll just be careful when we put the other piece that this goes through the hole. Okay, so I got my 5 screws back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can see, I have the speaker just dangling there, and I just used some tape to kind of hold it in place. And I had this box here in the corner so that the reset toggle doesn't get damaged. Okay, so that way it's not touching on the back side. And I just had regular tape, packaging tape. So let's go plug it in. Okay, so I got the cluster back on the truck. I reconnected the battery. I put the cluster in first, and then I reconnected the battery. And let's see what happens here. Turn on the ignition. Okay, that's not the flasher sound. Okay, so here we go. Left side. Hey, I have my TOCK, my signal sign, and we can hear it. Let me go a little closer. Left side. Right side. Hey, it's working. Now for the grand finale, I'll turn on the hazard lights. Yay! Works. So all I need to do now is put back the bezel and tighten these screws in here. Okay, so I got the 4 screws. Just a little tip here. Since I don't have a magnetic socket, I just used a little bit of caulk, just a teeny bit, just to keep it inside my socket, because it's a little extension here. Yeah, so I have it there with the extension on it, so I don't want it falling behind there. So that way to keep it inside the socket. Just a little tip. Or maybe you can use anything that's a little sticky. Okay, so I got the speakers on eBay, and if you search that whole thing, or you can just put in PCB mount mini speakers MG41, it'll take you to the site, and they're 2 for $12. Okay.